Yeah. Oh. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. You seen this shit?
What is famous comedian mashup that Mike Tyson can get? I like that.
Wow.
Is this in my face? Like in my camera?
Yeah, that's why I moved that over there. Because that side angle I get you, and then get you dead center. Yeah. Because when that camera was on the other side of that, it wasn't here. I love David Bowie. Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every week by inviting you to check out Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois, caddyshackil.org. You can find them at jacobv.com, jacobvi.com. I have a tab that goes straight to their site, Save a Life or 9. Dear friends of mine over there, and I keep thinking of things I want to do with them, and stay tuned because it's great. I've never regretted spending time with them. Good Company in the Grove. My favorite menu item at any place in all of St. Louis right now is the Brussels Caesar. Good Company STL. Not a sponsor. He charges me for those salads every time.
Every time.
I brought some to a barbecue. And also, last week we had No Antics was on the road. We went to Chicago. If you want to check out that episode 97 of Jacob V Weekly is in the van to and from Chicago. Clips, lots and lots of clips. Oh, that's brilliant. We put the audio in the window so we could be together.
I gotta keep it. I gotta babysit it.
You gotta be able to see it. What if it stops?
What if it stops?
What if it throws a code?
I would have egg on my face.
Holy fuck. If we went 40 minutes with just camera audio. And if you want to see those shows, I have a first cut of each one where I took the 3 4K camera angles of each concert and I chopped them up together to make it a compelling piece. Those are on my patreon.com/JacobV right now. They may be published publicly later when they're finished, but we haven't done any color or any extra effects or anything. It's really just the angles of the raw video right now.
No color.
No. I mean, it's in the natural color that was captured in camera. You do color grading and whatnot after. I haven't done any of that yet.
So they go through a twister first.
Patreon.com/JacobV. Blinded by Stereo has new material in the works. It's going to be coming out soon. You can buy the LP at blindedbystereo.bandcamp.com. No Antics has merch at noantics.bandcamp.com/merch for the first time. I've shipped out some of those officially. We have Gay Jesus shirts in Indianapolis, New York, Chicago, Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Cleveland, Ohio, Lawrence, Kansas, Afton. I dropped a Gay Jesus tank top off in Afton.
I have a Gay Jesus shirt.
Yeah, exactly. And actually on the No Antics YouTube channel, you can see a 2-minute clip from our show at the Get Down last Saturday of us playing Gay Jesus. And it was a lot of fun. And you feel like you were right there. Getting a phone call. I'm not answering the phone. Oh, fuck. And we have a lot that we're excited about here. Our 100th episode is coming up in a couple weeks. And we're going to start shooting pizzas. We're going to start shooting pieces of that next Friday. And there may be a live component. Stay tuned for that. Please like, share, subscribe, review. Any way that any of your apps give you to interact with this show, it helps me without costing you anything. So for the love of God.
Please.
I mean, look at all this luxury.
Luxury.
We got to dive right in. I thought today would be a good opportunity for us to knock out some topical issues that we're dealing with as a people. And as a nation, and because we've done so much cool stuff lately. with a podcast on the road with no antics, interviews with various artists and content creators and friends of mine and whatnot. But my God, the castle is burning. Can I get an amen?
Amen. What castle?
The one that we live in as a nation, or as a human race on the globe.
Yes.
So Secret Service director stepped down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's probably for the best. She's a deep state demon. She's been in the Secret Service since 9/11.
Really?
Yeah, she evacuated Dick Cheney from the White House on 9/11.
Really?
Her personally. And then she was on Joe Biden's detail for a long time, and that's how she got appointed there.
So it was just like ready. It was just time for her to step down.
Well, after the Trump shooting, it just doesn't really make any sense that roof wasn't covered, and she really didn't give any satisfactory answers to any of the congressional hearings. And but somebody internally said, "All right, it's time for you to go."
Yeah.
But she knows things. I mean,
Absolutely.
She has been to funerals of people where she knows exactly what happened to them and exactly why. And she knows, can you imagine being in Dick Cheney's inner sanctum for any amount of time?
Absolutely not.
The demons?
The demons that you would have to exorcise?
Meanwhile, there's something weird happening with the presidential race where people are going and saying, yeah, I was on a Zoom call with 20,000 other people. I was like,
oh,
they're doing a lot of that. Here's one here. They did White Dudes for Kamala, giant Zoom calls power fundraising.
Giant Zoom call. And it's actually Kamala. Comma,
what did I
as
say?
In the punctuation.
What did I say?
Law.
Did I say Kamala?
I think
Kamala.
So. Yeah.
I apologize.
Kamala.
I apologize to the good people at Lion's Choice.
You'll never
for
dead
naming
goodbye to your sponsorship.
The future leader.
Yeah. But that's great. White Dudes for Kamala Harris.
But apparently it was a Zoom call of like 15,000 people.
Yeah.
And
seems crazy. You automatically have to meet them
I thought
all.
it was capped at like 40.
Yeah.
What kind of account do you need to get 20,000 motherfuckers on a Zoom call?
Right.
That's like a secret tier. I think it's because it's for me. I had Plus for a long time, and so I didn't have a time limit, but I could only get like 60 people in there.
Yeah.
And
somebody's working from the inside on that one.
Yeah, it's real crazy. So I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make us all not interested in the political environment at all. Meanwhile, locally, things are wild. It's hot out here in St. Louis this week, which means the guns are out. The children are shooting fireworks in the middle of Kings Highway.
Is that something you witness?
Oh, dude, every year. Children barefoot standing on the same pavement that you drive on in Kings Highway, shooting fireworks. Sometimes not even at night. It's wasteful at that point.
Yeah.
And I notice, this time of year, in this cycle where we're in, is that a lot of older people, the political stuff gets really under their skin in a way that is distracting. I think I've developed an understanding that I can't go to bed upset about things concerning people that don't know about me.
Yeah.
So, I can't let the demon in the car.
No.
Is what my wife and I say. If someone pops off in the group chat with some negativity, they're mad about something and they just need to talk about it, that's okay. But I'm not going to let them ruin my day.
Right. Yeah, you can't.
You can't let the demon in the car. It's like I think I said this maybe on the show before or on a TikTok or something, that if you're in the car, this is where the term comes from. If you're in the car and someone upsets you with their driving or their antics and you start cussing and screaming at them, now that demon is in your car. You have spoken that demon into existence. And you don't need to do that to yourself.
Leave it out of the car.
Leave it out there. They're the ones driving crazy. They are probably going through something, maybe eating a McNugget.
Can you express your concerns for safety though?
Absolutely. I mean, and it's really just
but
for
it really
you.
is elevating.
It's not saying censor
escalating,
yourself.
really.
It's saying don't get sucked in.
Don't get sucked in.
Don't get sucked in.
Yeah. Don't bring that energy into my car.
Yeah, and I've always said that. And that's everything right now. But there are some times where, you know, you also don't want to neglect injustice.
Yeah.
You just don't want to wear it on your spirit so heavy that it consumes you and distracts you from the things that you actually interact with every day.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get an amen?
Hey, man.
Amen.
Oh.
And my thing is,
I agree. I haven't ran into anybody who's been like forwardly, like mean-spirited when it comes to like politically, like get your woke ass away from me. But if I did, I feel like I would just stare at them and not engage and just make them feel stupid.
And you know, if you're younger or more insecure or more agitated or you feel unsafe, you're more likely to react more aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're totally like balanced in your day and someone brings that negativity to you, it's more obvious that, oh, this is actually on them.
Yeah.
They've created this problem. They're going through something. They're feeling something that is motivating them to act like this. But if you're already agitated, you have negative feelings to attach to that demon that someone introduces to your day. Mm-hmm. So the demon has food in your life.
Yeah.
Which is really why people say, oh, wake up in the morning and do yoga into the sun or something. Like, because if you start your day balanced, it's harder for people to throw you off. Not like you should literally
even
do
just
yoga.
Like stretching or breathing.
But are just fucking having a minute where you don't feel like an animal sprinting for its life. If every morning you are living like a mid-lower tier fish in a reef where you are constantly jetting around for sweet survival, it's not
good for you.
Yeah, you got to restructure something. Maybe you need to go to bed earlier and get up a little bit earlier, because I like to get to work sometimes like a whole hour before I see my kids. Yeah. Because just to feel like, okay, I'm in control of my space.
Yeah.
I'm
You're setting the energy for the space.
Yeah.
You're setting the intention.
And so then when they come in, it's harder for them to throw me off my game.
True.
But if I'm rushing in right behind them,
I
have no time to establish the tone and the chi and the playlist. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, Jacob V's favorite songs on Spotify, July 2024 is hot right now.
Hot.
Really good. Lots of good new random stuff in there. And that's a part of how I set the tone for my day.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
music.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know, I kind of carry with me a vibe everywhere that I go now.
Yeah.
So that I can stay in control of keeping that vibe positive, because I'm so non-confrontational and so in fear of inconveniencing anybody.
Yeah.
That's kind of my my whole.
You're keeping it balanced. You're keeping it even.
Thing. It's like, because I don't want to be threatening, especially since I've been married. Like, I have no reason to be competitive or what's the word? Antagonistic to anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm not competing for anything out here. I have 170 something Diet Cokes in my trunk right now.
But a lot of that,
I got the love of my life at home.
You got to find your happiness too. You got to find what kept you in those moments, because maybe some people need more than 172 Diet Coke, so they need
But I mean, like, if I encounter somebody in the community that's in need in some way, I feel confident addressing, hey, so what do you need, and let's figure out how we can find that in a reasonable way, as opposed to we have to go at it because we're competing for the same thing. I especially notice it when I'm out at venues and stuff, because I'm not on the market romantically. I can just have positive, friendly, platonic interactions with everyone I interact, because I'm not trying to compete for attention
Yeah.
or potential partnering up in any kind of a way, or like trying to steal anyone's spotlight or anything. And when you're, dealing in these environments, I mean, there's a lot of that energy in there, and I get to just be like, hey, just let me make everyone happy, and then you guys go do whatever you guys do when I go home and go to sleep, because good God. And so, how do you manage that?
I love drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Meditation is big for that. Psychedelics, I keep going back to, is psychedelics has helped me like reframe my mind. Yeah. I think. And that has been like the biggest thing, is reframing the expectations that I have on myself, or that I feel that other people have on me, but aren't necessarily true all the time. Or if it is true, that's also their problem and not mine, So by sort of casting out those demons out of myself, I'm free to then go out and experience life and stuff and not feel like threatened all the fucking time. And so I'm able to be a lot more like relaxed. And
it's been a long time, but I was microdosing psilocybin during quarantine right after I quit drinking.
Yeah.
And it helped me rediscover joy.
Yes, that's huge.
And it helped me rediscover gratitude. Mm-hmm. And also to acknowledge that, okay, the reason why I was drinking like that for so long no longer exists. So it's okay.
The limit does not exist.
And the farther I get, I'm almost 1,600 days California sober.
That's amazing.
And I just looked it up because somebody else was talking about their journey on Facebook. And I was like, I like to know where I'm speaking from.
Yeah. And I feel like along with that, I was going to say something else, but I'm really right now, I'm trying to get into meditation to continue that sort of non-threatening, because I am experiencing it more because I'm trying to get off of Lexapro now.
Yeah.
I feel a little over medicated. But that anxiety just doesn't go away. It's just about, obviously managing it, but which has been a lifelong journey. So yeah, meditation is good for that. I'm trying to think.
I compare it to, like, for example, the first couple times you try cannabis, you may not know how to anticipate the way you are feeling. And so you may experience some panic, even if just about your physical state.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that subsides is because you start to know how to navigate your body in that state. So, and also you build a tolerance, so it's less disruptive.
Yeah.
So, it's the same thing when trying to build your new normal in your adult life. Me personally, I really pursued, I said, as a young person, I said, I am going to try to stay alive. And I'm going to look into if I could feel better more often.
Yeah.
Right. And so a lot of the stuff I did in therapy in my early 20s and throughout was about figuring out how to speak to emotions I was feeling and not from them.
Actually, yeah, I was just about to say, I think therapy helped me understand that emotions are meant to be felt, and that you're not going to operate with emotion. That can sort of blur lines, especially in either professional relationships, but even just family relationships too. Often in family relationships, we react with emotion to things. But my grandma and my dad always had a rule of the 24-hour rule of if something happened that really upset them, they were going to wait 24 hours to talk to the family or whoever about it. And I think that's great, because then your emotions aren't, you're able to talk from fact. This is what caused this emotion to happen and that sort of thing. I mean, it's not as emotionally mature as I'm making it as far as my dad goes, but at least when it comes to dealing with interpersonal relationships out in the community and stuff, I think it's great to not react on emotion in certain situations. I'm sure there's certain things that call for that. I think a lot about like my activist friends and stuff that are out there that you kind of have to have that emotion to,
Well, when you're dealing, that's the thing. You have to be able to switch. It's actually, I learned this from a therapist that, every day when she's done seeing clients, she goes on like a 45-minute walk. And that's where she does a lot of her emotional dumping, where she has to confront all the horrible things she's heard all day. That's just to say, I am a part of the solution, not the problem. I've done everything I can do. If I weigh myself down with all that stuff tonight, I'm not going to be well enough to help again tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's people that if I went down the rabbit hole emotionally, there's people that to this day, if we sat down together, I heard things I would want to scream and cry at them. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I would rather the time I have on this earth be spent focused on the things that grow joy for myself and other people, as opposed to just rehashing things that happened by now so long ago.
Yeah, who's even keeping track?
Yeah.
On the other side,
right.
I'm keeping track in my heart.
My mother told me this when I was a young man. I was upset about an interaction I had with my own father, and my parents have been divorced a couple of times for a long time. So I was talking to her about it, which is also probably not the best thing to do. But she said, hey, listen, whatever he said that upset you, he's not thinking about it. He won't remember saying it. He's moved on. And his feelings about you actually have not changed. And that was an emotional, moment and an impulsive thing. And so you look at, okay, so if I take those little things that aren't really connected that piss me off away, what do I have to be grateful for? And those things are all connected. And they build a narrative of love and support and dedication, just peppered in with microaggressions.
Yeah. And actually,
hello,
I have little Post-its up in my place, like just places where like maybe like the mirror or on the TV or something
don't laugh, it feels mean.
That says gratitude and patience.
Oh yeah.
And just as like, because you're reframing your mind, it's you're creating, new neural pathways, right? A new way of thinking. So
that's the thing, because
you have to continue to remind yourself for gratitude and patience, and especially patience in this day.
Especially now.
Yeah.
You find so much joy in things that take a minute.
And that patience is not only, it doesn't mean sit there and like take it, it just means like have your own internal patience so that you're not quick to rise to that anger or irritation. So you don't bring the demon in.
And be honest with yourself about how long stuff takes.
Yeah. That's
you know
huge.
what I mean? And problems are a lot quicker to start than solutions.
I think the first thing I started when I really noticed the change is that I was talking to myself with more compassion on the inside. Like it's okay. You've gone through a lot, and it was definitely with like a therapist that was able to not verify, but affirm,
validate.
Yeah.
Holy God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! You were able to affirm.
Yeah. Whenever I got that validation, like I really started feeling good. And so therapy's huge. I think that
essential.
That, honestly,
I think it should be required.
Yeah,
I actually think
I will say that that's probably like the one thing that absolutely turned the page, and then everything else was sort of like it helped me along.
Yeah, like I think
CBT to be
if I
for real
was really in charge of some shit, like I would do the math on how many school therapists it would take to see every kid once a week, just for a check-in.
Yeah.
Mandatory 1 hour a week, like how you would do therapy, and just to check in to see how are you feeling about the expectations being put on you? How are you feeling about being a part of the class population that you're in? And are you struggling with anything that we can start to plan ahead for improving, so that you don't all of a sudden come online in the middle of 8th grade and realize, oh my God, I'm boned academically. I have no idea who I am or what I want to do.
Yeah.
But the only reason we don't do that stuff is there's too many people that need it and not nearly enough people that can provide it. And then the people that actually end up paying for those things just don't want to pay for anything ever.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But, I'm just suggesting a solution, because if we fix the problem, then we're not going to have so many of these other problems. However, if you don't want to give therapy to people that are at the most risk of, turning into a problem, well,
started at the source.
Listen, baby, I'll see you at Home Depot. We'll be buying deadbolts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who is with me? I saw a thing on TikTok that the screws that hold in the part in your door jamb that meets the handle thing, they're usually too thin.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You want to get bigger screws.
Yeah, we're talking about the plate that's on the door where it latches.
On the door jamb, where it latches with the doorknob and the receding little prong thing. Right?
That thing needs longer ones so that nobody can kick it in.
Yeah, so they don't kick it in. I'm just saying, if you're not going to pay a little bit more in taxes so that we could solve this problem of violent, sad people going unaddressed, then I'll see you at Home Depot getting longer screws for your door jamb. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Hey,
you know what I really have to... Man.
So, and it's exhausting.
What I really have to protect myself from these days is annoyance from delusional people who are delusional.
Yeah, paranoid delusional narcissists.
Paranoid. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Whoa, yeah.
I can't take it. If you can't.
Well, and in our business, we attract these people because you and me know how to hit record.
Yeah.
And we know how to, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And those people, woo, they love it.
But even more specifically, I mean, like in the political climate.
Oh, sure.
Like just how crazy this whole thing with JD Vance and all of like the delusion.
That's the VP candidate.
The VP candidate of coming out. He had like a trans friend that he like helped out and loved, and then he
wears weird makeup. Have you seen JD Vance at the RNC?
I did not see that.
He looked like Steve Martin doing funky tut.
He said, this is hearing it from somebody else, but he said the other day, my wife may not be white, but she is a good mother. And it was like,
his wife's not white,
sir. She's I'm not even gonna. She's not black, but she's. I'm gonna say.
I'm on it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I don't even want to guess.
So he said, my wife may not be white.
Yeah. You know what? My wife
still a good
may
person.
not be white, but she's a good mother. And so,
I you know what? That is a positive message. Usha Chilakori. Is she Indian? Graduate students at Hale Law. She's got to be Indian.
Hindu and
interfaith.
She is a Hindu and he's a Christian. Oh. So I don't understand.
Well, that's cool.
Okay, yeah.
That's weird.
But also, yeah. So
that is. So that
the delusion for me is that the hypocrisy is so apparent. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what are you doing?
Well, we're not even trying.
He also said to his trans friend that he hates the police. He's literally just signed up just to be the puppet, just to have somebody's hand up his ass. He
probably likes that, all that eye makeup he's got on.
It's
a problem.
Yeah.
He's a figurehead. He's look, in this picture, you can see it as small as it is, the eye makeup. JD Vance makeup. I'm gonna put this on the screen too. What happened here?
Oh yeah, artistic gymnastics.
What about it?
You've
been watching the gymnastics?
I have been watching. I have not watched the women today, obviously, but I watched the men's last night when they won that bronze. With Clark Kent character. The last guy who went, I forget his name, long last name, but he was just sitting on the sidelines for like 2 hours, just waiting for the pommel horse. He was like a secret weapon of a pommel horse, and he was just like, staying in the zone. He got up, did his routine, and it was like immaculate.
What's really good is the badminton.
Oh, love the badminton.
I love badminton.
Rhythm gymnastics, I think, is what I was thinking of with the ribbon. That is like on August 10th.
Look at the eye makeup on JD Vance.
Yeah, was that mascara?
That's eyeliner.
Eyeliner? Maybe
it's just mascara. No, it's that's lined up. G, look at that sharp line.
Yeah.
What?
Like, I'm curious to see what politics will be
Look
like.
Look at this, girl. Those eyes are snatched there, honey. What?
Delicious.
Look at that edge too on that beard. You do the thing, Miss JD.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I told everybody since they shot Harambe, we're in the bullshit timeline.
Yeah. Who was that? 2012?
That was 2016.
2016.
That whole year was
that's-
bullshit.
That's right. Yeah.
That whole year was bullshit. And the Olympics, I watched the final qualifier for the breakdancing to show my stepdad why we're not having baseball in the Olympics.
Yeah, and we don't have softball because baseball. So stupid.
We don't have softball because baseball.
So
Now we don't have baseball because of
fucking
breakdancing.
Breakdancing is in the Olympics.
I watched
did
the
not know
final.
that.
It's good.
I watched the skating.
It's nice.
Skateboarding.
I watched a little fencing, but I don't know. I thought the one that was losing was winning the whole time, and so I don't know how
Losing
fencing
is
works.
winning.
And I was like, no, she's winning. I'm like, wait a minute. How do you win? No idea.
I don't know.
No idea how to
They
win.
get poked the least.
I didn't even see a lot of poking going on.
Yeah.
And the girl that was winning seemed to be losing a lot of her ground. So I got to learn about fencing.
Yeah.
And
Did you see? What do you say?
can we, Celine?
Oh, I was just about to. Oh my goodness! Brought me to tears. It brought me to absolute tears.
I have always loved Celine Dion.
Just a powerful performance. The setting
And the fact, and she's unwell. She has stiff person
stiff
syndrome.
person syndrome. Yeah.
And for her to be able to perform, in that capacity,
Probably
she
felt
may
like
not be well enough.
Exactly. It's probably like a.
It was
maybe
in
to her
Paris,
felt like
and
one of
she's
the last
French
ones.
Canadian.
I mean, how do you do any bigger than that? On the Eiffel
On
Tower.
the motherfucker.
On the motherfucker.
That was on a green screen. And people
Yeah.
are like, well, it's
And
weird
she
that
was
they
one of the
didn't
only
build a
live
stadium
ones.
to do all this in. But I'm like, no, doesn't it make more sense to interweave the ceremony throughout your historical landscape?
Yes.
And-
yeah. Instead of parading through a stadium, right? That's what it's usually.
The runner-up to Celine for me, Gojira.
Which one was that one?
It started as the severed head of Marie Antoinette. It was the metal band playing on the side of
Oh
the
shit!
castle.
I missed it because we were like looking at.
I
highlights or
texted
whatever.
my buddy. He loves Gojira, and I just told him, man, those tickets just went up
Yeah,
because they've come through here before, and
the Marie Antoinette. Yeah.
and
See, okay, that'll be like another one of my triggers. Is that Last Supper fucking ordeal?
like look, like this is like a historical like castle on the riverfront, and they're on these platforms. Look at this. They're
So sick.
playing on and in all the
sick.
windows are these severed Marie Antoinettes. I thought it was great. It was. I mean, I didn't understand a lot of the stuff because I'm not French or whatever, but I love that they're doing it. And
I wonder what LA is going to do, like parade through like Hollywood.
probably
Boulevard.
what they'll do is a hologram of Mac Miller.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to show off. They're going to have to show off what LA is, right? Because it's
Yeah.
Paris.
Like I think let's do
They were
that.
doing a lot of fashion.
Let's go ahead and do this. Let's brainstorm what to include in the LA 2028 Summer Olympic Games gift bag.
Okay,
Fentanyl test strips.
absolutely. Narcan.
Narcan.
I'm gonna go with.
They do the Narcan now where it's actually 2 Narcan doses in one pen, and it's like a double-edged 1-in-1, maybe one of those.
maybe some Anastasia Beverly Hills makeup.
Yeah, definitely. How about the Cybertruck shoes?
I don't even know what those are.
You don't know the Cybertruck shoes?
I don't.
There's a great photo of Elon Musk and Kanye West after they both got divorced, and they're both wearing ridiculous shoes. Shoes. Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
that's the one there.
Ooh, it's even got a swoosh.
Oh yeah, it's a nice shoe.
That is a nice shoe. Was that before the Cybertruck came out?
He was working on it. People knew what it was going to look like.
Make a shoe.
These are hideous. Here we go. This is the photo I was looking for, though. The two of them
God.
with their ridiculous shoes
Ridiculous shoes,
and
ridiculous
an
people.
unfurnished mansion. Single. No custody.
Yikes.
But what are you going to do? I mean, that's everything right now.
But yeah, so the Last Supper, which was taken incorrectly, because it is not the Last Supper that was depicted in the opening ceremonies. It was a depiction of a Greek mythology. I don't know exactly what, but people are still upset about that. And I'm like, dude, did you not hear what they said?
They obviously didn't.
Yeah.
They
and
didn't
so
even see it.
that is really annoying to me, and where I have to go into my Zen moments. I have to do some neutral breathing.
You can't
with the nose
teach
up to
you
the
can't
mouth.
correct everyone all the time. That's the most frustrating thing now too, is people are so upset that they will ruin your day talking about something that's not even real.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you have to step away. Like, just don't engage, because you're bringing that demon in. Don't engage.
Don't let the demon in the car.
Let that person feel stupid by you walking away.
There's that show,
Even
Evil.
if they don't feel stupid, just walk away.
I think it's called Evil. There's a nun that can see demons that are attached to people.
The aunt from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, yes.
Yeah. And I knew she looked familiar. She lost weight though.
Yes. Well, she looks like the same age too, which is crazy. It's
Well,
like
and
20
that's
years
weird
difference.
too. Yeah. Like weight loss affects how people present their age.
Mm-hmm.
Some people I've seen lose tons of weight and they look old.
You know what? No, was she big in that? She wasn't large in that.
She wasn't.
No, she
You're
wasn't,
right.
because it was the mom who was like.
But the hair is big.
Yes, the hair is big.
She's the one that he says he's a vegetarian. She says, "Okay, I'll make lamb."
Yes, yeah. Okay, I'll make lamb.
You see how good I am?
Yes. I love that movie.
And she's in a show where she's a nun and she can see demons that are attached to people. Mm-hmm. And so if you see somebody that probably has a demon attached to them, really it's just a reflection of some kind of negativity that they're struggling with. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily have to be concerned that it's a sovereign evil entity that's going to bite you. However, dodge that shit. That demon is looking for whatever he's feeding off of in that person's life that they're fueling with their own immaturity and insecurity and frustration. And because people do this, you know you've done it. If you've ever physically struck someone as an adult, you know the moment in your head that you said, okay, you know what? It's not okay to hit people. However, a line has been crossed for me. And so I'm going to acknowledge that what I'm about to do is not okay, but I'm going to do it anyway because what happened to me was so not okay. Mm-hmm. Right? You made that decision. You may have made it really, really, really quickly. But by the time you made physical contact with that person that you struck yourself as an adult, you made that decision. The problem is too many people are making that decision too often. Mm-hmm. If everybody's got some shit that's whack that they're dealing with.
It's a muscle to flex and to train as well, that impulsiveness, because that's what it is the inability to pick the other option, and that usually comes down to impulse, is it not? Like a lot of those situations, it comes to reacting through emotion, and which causes the impulsive decision, which I've made a lot of impulsive decisions in my life.
You beat the shit out of me that one time.
You ran me over with a car. I have used my parents' car when I was 14 years old, though. I'll just go ahead and say stole it, but I was trying to take a friend home. You know, she had to be home by 11.
Take her home!
And so I was like, let me get you home. My parents were at a volleyball game, so...
and then what happened?
And then we drove around the neighborhood and went to our friend's house first to make sure they knew I was driving something. And then I was like, oh shit, it's getting late. Let me get you back there. So I drove her home, and then my parents were going to be home by 11 or something. It was like 10:58. And so I'm going like 50 miles per hour down like streets, down Mugi. And then I turned down our street, which is a big hill at the top of it. And I see that my parents are home.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. Do I just turn around? Just leave now?
Do I just take this car and whatever gas is in it and just start a new life?
Start a new life. Let's get out of here.
On the other side of the Missouri River.
I'm in 8th grade. And so I pull up. I don't even bother like pulling into the driveway, because the other thing is that my parents are backer inners into a garage. Yeah. And so if you're going to sneak it out, you got to sneak it back in. So I did at least 10 minutes of like practicing going in and out and where it lined up. So I said, fuck all that. Whenever I got there, I just went into the street. My dad comes out. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? So mad. So absolutely mad. Because it was a terrible reason to do it in the first place. Like, I had to take my friend home, whatever. My mom was having a heart attack. And they were so mad that they didn't even know what to do to punish me. They eventually came up with the idea to have me join the church band.
That's it. You think you're Paul Walker, you're joining the church band.
Yeah. And then they would not accept me because I wasn't in college. They wanted some college musicians.
But they didn't have to pay you.
No, this was just a punishment. Yeah. So I was never punished, but it did weigh heavily on my heart. But that was an impulsive decision. That was like a stupid
What kind of car?
Toyota Camry, probably 2003.
2003
It
Toyota
also
Camry.
had a
What
first
color?
sale sign, navy blue.
Navy blue.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a nice car.
Yeah.
How'd it drive? Smooth?
Great. It's very smooth.
Any
Yeah,
issues
Toyotas are
out there
great.
on the road at 14?
Not at all. Literally not at all.
Was that your first time really driving a car?
No, because my dad had like taught me how to drive cars since I was like 12.
Like in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah, like in his like parking lot at his work, which is like huge.
Yeah.
And I started on a stick.
Sure.
So I have extra confidence.
So an automatic, you're like, baby,
This is easy. Oh, yes. No, I was absolutely way too confident. Yeah, no issues. I knew what I was doing. So
I don't think I ever really drove a car when I wasn't supposed to, except for one time a friend of mine was so hungover that when he got to my house to get me, he made me drive to where we were going.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 6 blocks. And he just really needed some attention, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, in the summers like this, whenever my parents would be at work, me and my brother would like take my parents' car and drive up to McDonald's to get something to eat. And he wasn't, I think I was like 13. He was 15 at the time.
My dad got busted doing that one time. He was like 13 and he had taken the car out and somebody called, left a voicemail at the house, said, "Oh, I saw Mark driving. I didn't realize he got his license. Have a blessed day."
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and his mom found out, told his dad, who then came home and beat the shit out of him, I think, probably, which is great.
Yeah. And you know, like impulsive thoughts and decisions, that's why I didn't do well in school and high school, is that I was making impulsive decisions to do other things. Like hang out and smoke cigarettes with my friends. And that's it. And play music and stuff. But definitely
Cigarettes are
learning.
so good when you're that
Homework?
age.
Hell no. They're so good.
I mean, that fucking, when you're
At
fucking
first they're
ripping
terrible,
a
but
dart,
when you're ripping a dart straight to the dome.
sophomore year in high school,
Yeah, freshman for me.
that
A senior
pubescent
gifted
mania
me
with that hit of nicotine,
woo,
and that you're a tiny little outlaw. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? This is kind of illegal for me to do. Just me.
just me. Yeah, a senior gifted me some cigarettes for my 15th birthday. And I love them for that.
That's a horrible gift.
Horrible gift. Also, they Panic at the Disco CD.
Oh, well, that's a good gift.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time where after their initial comeuppance, before their resurgence, where they played at the Firebird.
Yeah.
And I wish I had gone to that.
Wait, Panic at the Disco?
Yes.
At the Firebird?
Yeah.
Recent? No.
No, it wasn't
back in-
recently, but it was after, like, when we first loved them and before they kind of got big again.
Yeah.
So it was like a transitionary period. I'm like, that would have been a cool show
Yeah.
to be, because it's so small there.
I saw
RIP.
them at the pageant with the Dresden Dolls, and that was fantastic. Very theatrical, and I love that shit. So is Dresden Dolls. Very like dramatic.
I saw her there at the pageant on a solo tour
Amanda
one time.
Palmer.
It was really good. I like her a lot. And my wife's really into them. That would be a good show. My friend Jeff was at that show,
Mm-hmm.
Panic at the Disco and the Dresden Dolls. I didn't go to that one. The Firebird thing would have been before that.
It would have. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, because I'm trying to think. I feel like Panic opened up for Dresden Dolls.
Okay, maybe it would have been after that then. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. I'm gonna get one of my friends to confirm.
Yeah, confirm that for me. Moving forward, I'm shooting an interview today with a local singer songwriter that you'll want to check out on coming up, and then stay tuned, of course, for our 100th episode is coming up in a couple of weeks. Can we talk about what do we absolutely have to do for episode 100?
I'm still of the mind that I need your mom on here.
Yeah, I really think
She
you're not the only one saying that.
She doesn't have to be on camera. Just
Yeah,
in the
we
room.
could even put her in that room.
Yeah, I'll put her outside, but
Yeah, she can sit in the car. I'll run her a mic out to the car.
As long as she's within a radius.
As long as we can get a mic on
if I can
her.
feel her energy,
Yeah.
then that's good. Yeah, so that I love the revolving door of guests too.
Yeah, well, because I think I'm going to shoot a couple shorter segments with some people that have been on the show before and kind of catch up with them and kind of do a little bit of retrospective. And then I think I'm going to bumper those with little bitty clips from the show.
Oh yeah, we could do also maybe on location at Lion's Choice.
Yeah, we could bring Lion's Choice in here.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be hilarious if we went to Lion's Choice and then
we're shooting.
still did the thanks to our sponsor, our future sponsor,
Shout
Lion's
out to our future
Choice.
sponsor, Lion's Choice. I just paid for these remixes, but not for long. Not for long.
Not for long.
And we start, and we're recording in there, and then we cut, and we're like, what happened? And then we're outside. They told us we can't shoot in there, so we're out here now. It's
They've
loud.
actually banned us from all the Lion's Choice.
No, they'd be losing good business on me.
That's
They're
true.
good for, I eat a lot of Lion's Choice. Let me tell you that for nothing.
I love those fries. I mean,
I never get the fries, but
Are
they are
you
good.
serious?
Just because I'm trying to, not eat
sure,
fries.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Just because
sure.
I've had so many fries in my life. It's not because I don't like them.
Yeah. No, that's actually really great.
It frustrates them though, because I'm like, can I get the sandwich and
Self-control.
the soda? They're like, you don't want the combo? I'm like, nope, I can't. I can't let the demon in the car.
Mm-hmm. You can't let the demon in the car.
And the demon for me is carbohydrates.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm not strong enough, and I have to have the Texas toast.
Yeah.
But there's research. I mean, you saw this research that came out that says it's probably better to have 2 cheeseburgers than a cheeseburger with fries.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of variables there. Some places give you a real big sloppy burger and a small portion of fries.
Mm-hmm.
That probably is not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But in the case of, like, say you're getting a McDouble,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely better
get
than
a-
to have 2 McDoubles than to have a McDouble and a large fry.
Yeah.
That I can guarantee you.
God, fries are so good though.
Oh, absolutely. That's not what's in question here. They're just bad for you.
Yeah.
And there's over 1,000 ingredients in foods in America that are illegal in Europe.
1,000.
Over 1,000.
Ugh.
You know what? We got a minute. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
All right.
And I'm not usually into this hippie shit. What food ingredients that we use in the United States are illegal in Europe? Here we go. Food ingredients that are used in the United States but are banned in Europe. Titanium dioxide, also known as E171, is an additive that was banned in Europe due to concerns that could cause harm to human health. Nanoparticles in titanium dioxide can accumulate in the body and damage your very DNA.
Gross. All right. What is now? I think I need to
I don't know what they use it for. Brominated vegetable oil, also known as BVO. The synthetic additive is used as an emulsifier in products like citrus soda. It's banned in Europe and Japan. Potassium bromate, additive banned in Europe, European Union, and Canada, but is still permitted in the U.S. by the FDA. It's a possible human carcinogen.
So titanium dioxide is a food coloring additive.
Food coloring
that can be
additive.
found in thousands of foods. It's used to make foods appear whiter and more opaque, and can also improve texture. We're talking candy. We're talking dairy foods, cottage cheese, milk, kefir, butter.
And then I've been talking about this, that there's a what is it? It's a type of like B12 that they put in like Celsius that's like just not actually, it's not actually that bad for you, but it's just not actually effective as a delivery mechanism.
I feel like
you got to get methylated vitamins.
We're just like, we're in the midst of evolution. We're in the midst of a, like, you know how like there's some fish that can break down like microplastics now?
Really?
And stuff. Yeah.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
You can't hold on to those.
Yeah, that's just counter to the plastics that we produce. But now we're eating those plastics too, obviously.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And so we're like,
I got a whole
it's
credit card in my
DNA.
ass.
It's damaging DNA, so it's creating a whole new, like, subspecies of human.
I don't even know what that means, to damage your DNA in an ongoing
And then can
way.
you send that damaged DNA to your children if you're already damaged? Is that how? I don't know. I don't know how genetics works like that, you know. Let's get somebody on here who knows that.
Food dyes are really bad. A lot of it is food dyes.
Yeah.
But that's what I was noticing. Some of my favorite podcasters went to Europe for something, and one of the first things they wanted to do, because they are garbage people, is try McDonald's without all the illegal shit in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said it was delicious.
I bet it was.
Common U.S. foods that are banned in other countries, from the Chicago Tribune, not a sponsor. If they ask me for money, we're going to abort the segment. My God. Are these all pictures?
And then they're not even loading.
They're not even loading. This whole fucking thing. But guys, that's what I'm saying is, you know, that's why I'm in my summer of salads.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can get things that look like produce, fresh food, whole foods that existed in some form on the earth, I just know I'm doing better. I go to McDonald's all the time for drinks. I hardly ever get the food because it just doesn't even sound good to me. Sometimes I have to.
Yeah.
I usually will start with the McCrispy. That's the deluxe, like the nicer chicken breast patty thing on the. That's not bad. You do the deluxe of that, you get a lovely Roma tomato and something green. And that's nice. Or? I mean, I'm not a priest. I'm doing the mayo.
Sure.
Their spicy sauce on that sandwich, though, is too spicy in a way that reads as synthetic. Speaking of synthetic foods, it's like they just added concentrated spicy to a sauce, and it just doesn't really reflect as it doesn't feel connected to the pepper.
Yeah,
that's why you like Frank's Red Hot. It's the pepper. You're tasting the pepper. It's connected to the pepper.
You're not tasting the artificial heat.
And plants are the mother of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a pepper is a plant.
Literally.
I've always said that.
Yeah.
I've been saying that.
You had been saying
for a minute. Have we addressed this OCD impulse I have to consolidate my ice all the time?
No.
My grandmother said I'm addicted to this. The activity.
Of consolidating?
Well, because what happens is the more ice I have in one cup, the longer that ice is going to last. And so as I make room, I'm adding, replenishing. Of course, the liquid Diet Coke itself. I got this cup last night at the Jack in the Box on Bates. I was set up. I played last night with Kit's Row at the Sinkhole. And right after I loaded in all my gear, I realized, my God, I'm starving because I hadn't eaten like all day. And but then I had like a calzone and a salad at like 2. And so then by like 7:30, I was like, holy Jesus, I'm going to die. Because I've lost a bunch of weight and I'm on medication that manages my blood sugar. And I'm also on Mounjaro now, which we've talked about on the show because I get the sharts.
Yes, deep sharts.
They're not too deep,
but really?
But they're cautious. You got to be cautious,
right? A weak butthole.
And so now I'm to the point where I've lost some of the fat in my body that my body would start eating if I haven't eaten for a long time, such that now when I get hungry, I feel like I'm hungrier. than I used to be. However, I can't binge like I used to.
No.
The other day, I panic ate like $50 worth of Chinese food, and I felt really bad by the end of it. Like, I didn't even want to take bites anymore, which is new for me, but also in a way that I appreciate. And I really just try to finish food beyond the point when I'm full like that because I'm paranoid of waste.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
fear
big,
waste.
yeah.
I have shame and guilt affiliated with waste.
Yeah.
And it reflects in other points of my life. I've had periods of my life where I've hoarded recyclable things like paper and cardboard and stuff because I didn't necessarily care enough to get it all the way across the finish line, but I couldn't just throw it away.
Yeah.
And now it turns out we're just throwing everything away, kids.
Yeah.
Turns out they're picking up everything and they're just it all goes. And here's the thing, it's actually not any one person's fault. After COVID, the recycling plants would bundle everything up like they were supposed to do, but then they wouldn't have anywhere to send it. People had quit buying the trash.
Yes.
So the big bundles of paper or plastic or whatever, however they're sorted, they just sit. And now kind of what's existing right now, and I've heard this from the inside, people that work in these recycling plants, you probably, if you're listening to this, live in a neighborhood that I'm talking about in the greater St. Louis metropolitan area. That's all I need to say. I've asked these people to come on the show. I thought, wouldn't it be funny if we had recycling whistleblowers? And what happens is, even if your recycling gets picked up and taken to the correct place, what happens is it is then sorted and organized and then sent to the dump because they don't have the places. Pre-COVID, we had places to send all that stuff. China was buying and burning a lot of our plastic for some reason, which is not good. I don't support that.
That's crazy.
But the alternative to China burning the plastic is that now we have to bury it here.
Why spend all that time sorting it?
Because the infrastructure was in place. They spent decades building out single stream recycling and spanning it across the nation, and it's jobs. And people want it to be recycled, so people are paying for. That's the complicated part. Like the reason why they're still picking up the recycling and the trash separately is because people are organized to pick up the recycling. It's just on the back end, there's nowhere to send it after it's sorted and stuff. So I think the hope must be we're going to leave the program in place to eventually have a meaningful solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like it's like...
And those are like regional companies that do this, so there's no one company dealing with everyone's aluminum all over the nation. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. I mean, it feels like counterproductive to not let the public know that we're also just throwing away there.
Well, that's been kind of coming out.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing. I think they must be trying to figure out an actual solution before they, but maybe we need to break the case. Maybe I need to go on location.
Go on location.
Should I do
Episode 100.
Infiltrate? Like I'll pretend like I'm going to work there.
Yeah.
And wear like a fat suit and like a body cam and a microphone.
Wear a mustache over your mustache.
So what do I do? Yeah, I'll wear a mustache over my mustache.
Yeah.
What do I do? Where do we send the aluminum? It's like, listen, but nobody's buying the aluminum.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you mean we just throw it away?
Then you take off your mustache. Got you.
Recycling undercover is what we're gonna do. And so I was thinking this today. I put some stuff in my recycling bin in my alley in my beautiful neighborhood in Southampton, and I said, they're probably just gonna throw this away. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I can keep all these cardboard boxes under my back porch.
Absolutely.
I can't.
You can't.
I can't save the world by myself. So I'm not going to surround myself with garbage like it's going to make a difference.
Yes. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, though, honestly.
But we were trained as kids. Do your part. Reduce, reuse.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
And so our impulse is to try to make a difference, but we can't.
Yeah, but now
mean,
the curtain has been pulled back and we are not.
Yeah, don't be wasteful. Try to reduce consumption waste as much as you can.
Yeah, there's definitely small things you can do.
But keeping a giant empty box that was once for a refrigerator full of papers after every semester of college because you're going to recycle them eventually is stupid.
One thing
do it or
is
don't.
like the water bottles. People who buy water bottles instead of using other alternatives. A water cooler is a great alternative to purchasing water bottles because it's treated water, it's filtered, and you reuse the bottles that they come in, like for real. Like they're
actually reusable.
They're actually reused.
Unless you live in Flint, Michigan, I don't necessarily want to see a 32 pack of Ice Mountain single-use plastic bottles.
If
you're in Flint, Michigan, that's really what those should be for.
It really
those
is,
should really be disaster relief only. Single-use plastic bottles of water should really only be for disasters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There, I'll say it. This is my platform.
I mean, because
this is how we're going to build up to my run for office because I'm not old enough yet. So we're going to do an expose on the recycling fraud disaster that's happening in this country.
Yeah.
We're going to. What were we just talking about?
Shit. It's gone. I'm sorry. I thought the last thing we were talking about
single-use plastic water bottles are for disaster relief only.
Yes.
I'm not going to say that I'm going to fix the water in Flint, Michigan, because I don't know why it's not fixed yet. That doesn't make any sense to me, so they must know something. I'm assuming they have to know something I don't know. Yeah. I am going to try to clean up the nuclear burning trash heap in Bridgeton. That would be great if we could get that out of here.
Like, what do we need to get that figured out?
It's paperwork. It's like
Is it really? I would really like
it's a bureaucracy thing. The military has a team that deals in things like that, but to get that team lined up with that mess this is what I was reading at the time that we worked in that area.
Yeah.
To get that team lined up with that mess is a very expensive and bureaucratic process. And, at the time, I think Obama was in office that I'm thinking of. And then any of the governors we've had here, I can't imagine being cooperative with the Obama administration.
Right.
Did I tell you about the time I was in the pool with Eric Greitens?
No.
We've covered that on the show. He was like this close to me.
What? Giving you a handy?
No, he was escorting his child across the pool.
I see.
And I was just soaking in my privilege.
Eric Greitens. Which one was that one? Was that
He's the revenge porn guy.
Yeah.
R.I.P. He's not dead, but his
career is absolutely.
They tried to reinsert him like 5 years later, and that didn't go well.
Yeah. No, once you go revenge porn, you don't go back. Unless you're Trump, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Things are bad.
It's the delusion for me. I can't. I just can't.
The Obamas officially endorsed Harris.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help.
I mean, this campaign from Harris is pretty wild and wonderful as far as just like how...
It's crazy how quick.
Quick.
But that's why she's the candidate. It's because she is the only one that can access that $300 million that Joe raised.
Yeah.
And that's about how much money you need to start to rehabilitate and
just like the amount of donations.
Yeah. And the donations have been great. And Maya Rudolph is back.
It's given me hope.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so back.
I was really I think it was the administration at large. I was so frustrated that Biden was ever the candidate. That when he was still the candidate, I was just kind of frustrated with everybody. Yeah. But looking at, we're finally going to close the book on that guy, that I kind of like her. I remember liking her when she debated everybody before. Like she got sassy with him before they were running mates.
Yeah, I would have really loved to seen a Harris-Trump fucking debate.
Are they not going to do one at all?
I don't know. Trump, I think, denied it, said that he did not want to debate. I don't know if there needs to be one or has to be one. I'm not sure. I'm not that into politics, but I know.
I don't necessarily know that I'd watch it, but I want to see the clips.
The clips for sure.
They should do it just for the clips.
Yeah.
Don't televise it. Shoot the whole thing and release it 60 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
Because that's how you win an election in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to reach out to both campaigns. Yeah. I'll make the clips. I got a couple hours on my Opus. Do 60 minutes. I'll donate 60 minutes on my Opus clips to a campaign as long as I get the exclusive.
Yeah. Well, you are.
That's about $29 worth of work out of me that I'm donating to a debate that's going to be clips only.
You pay by the hour on Opus?
I mean, they give you 5 hours a month.
Oh, I see.
which is enough for me.
Yeah.
If I'm, sometimes I do a big episode, but I don't have to clip the whole thing.
Yeah.
Coming up, episode 99, I believe, is going to be with my friend Dan C. Roth. If you want to go listen to him on all platforms, he's got tons of material that I love, and he did a very weird show with me that I think we're going to talk about with Kierkos at the El Linador a few months ago. That's going to be great. JacobV.com. There you can find the Patreon. You can find episodes of this show. You can find music I make. You can find the No Antics Marches link there. Blindedbystereo.com, blindedbystereo.bandcamp.com, sorry, for the record. Jacob V has a new song coming out finally. I finally got drums moving. I got to do a layer of keyboards and we're about done. All that stuff is in preview form or behind the scenes on patreon.com/JacobV. The only way to support this show financially. Good Company, STL. CaddyshackIL.org. Save a Life for 9. Doorstop-studio.square.site. Located right here in the middle of my world in South St. Louis. Jack in the Box is not a sponsor, but I do love this cup. This is if they want to come forward, we talked about this recently. They're doing the damn Deadpool Wolverine thing too.
Oh, Jack in the Box is?
Yeah, I was there. They have like a whole Deadpool Wolverine menu. And I'm still not going to go to a theater to see it. If I go to a theater right now, it's going to be to see that Nicolas Cage movie about the legs.
Why would you not go see the other? We'll go back to the Nicolas Cage one, but why would you not see Deadpool and Wolverine?
I just haven't been in a theater in so long.
Oh, they're wonderful. I love a theater. I love the fall asleep. The Alamo's great. They have like the reclining seats.
Every time Sarah from Caddyshack goes to the Alamo Draft House, she's the only one in the theater.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's
Is it expensive?
Yeah, I think so.
That doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I haven't been in 5 years. I don't think.
Wow.
I don't think I've been maybe once.
Yeah.
It's just different. Things are different.
Yeah.
Things are different now.
Like, is it I feel like it's better though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta try it. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Jacob V Weekly. We love you.